Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. No, we have agarbatti na? Okay. Facebook of the world. When this title we hear, we immediately log on and go to the facebook.com. But that is not what we are going to think. Face, the book of word. It is we who write our book. Nobody writes for us. And how do we write depends on not what is coming to us, but how we are interacting to the given situation. See, normally what happens, we are all experts in blaming others for our problems of life. This is the standard format. See, if I am a father, I am disturbed because of my son. If I am a wife, I am disturbed because of my husband. Then I will try to change them. I will try to improve them. It can never happen. And it is for this purpose we have to understand the basic principle. What comes to us that we can attribute to the world. But how we negotiate through the given situation, it is our genius. See, you all must have read also and heard also a very beautiful text called as the Yoga Vasishtha. In Yoga Vasishtha, Vasishtha Rishi tells Bhagavan Rama, those who are talking about prarabdha, the destiny, the fate, they are the most disgusted people in this world. Ramcharitmanas, Tulsidas ji writes, Daiva Daiva Alasi Pukara. Those who are lazy, they go on blaming the destiny. They go on blaming the world. I don't know what prarabdha I had. I got married to this lady and now I am suffering. See friends, prarabdha is an excuse for the weaklings and dropouts of life. See, prarabdha is not meant for justifying our indolence and laziness. Prarabdha is meant for only one thing, and that is stop blaming the world for all your problems of life. Because whenever something happens to us, we like to fix the responsibility on others. To remove that wrong thinking, we are told. Because when the question is wrong, answer cannot be right. The question is, why I am suffering? See, this is the wrong question. You are suffering, very good. Now sort it out. Don't go into the why and hows. All the lazy, intellectual people, they have this problem. About everything why, about everything how. So what is their life? If they have to write their life story, they are whiling away their life by howling at the life. Why? Because the sky is too high. There is no answer to this. And yet we go on asking, why this happens, why this happens. To such people we are told it is because of your prarabdha. What is prarabdha? Prarabdha is the cause And whatever good or bad experiences we have, karma phala, that is the effect. So, if you have done good karma in the last life, you will get all happiness. If you have done bad karma in the last life, you will get all miseries. So, if somebody has come recently from a fish market, he will be smelling the fish. If somebody has come recently from the hell, he will be always cranky, miserable and blaming others. Because the same momentum of the miserable existence in the hell is continued in this. See? And if somebody has come recently from the heavens, he will be always cheerful and happy. Now, what is the purpose of this topic in our scriptures? The purpose is, whatever you are today, you are squarely responsible for everything that is happening in your life. This is the purpose. And once we take this as a standard reply to all the problems of our life, then we will start focusing attention on ourselves. And when we focus attention on ourselves, we are ready to adapt ourselves to the given situation. See? Normally, we want to run away from the situation of life. Running away from the situation of life is not facing the life. See? And therefore, when whatever comes, how do we negotiate? How do we face the world? This is called technically as Purushartha. Purushartha means Purushaihi Arthate iti Purushartha, that what we are seeking in life. So what are we seeking in life? There are 4 things that we seek in life. One thing is, we seek the wealth or the money. 2, we seek the various objects for indulgence. 3, we seek something good should happen to us. And 4th thing is we should get freedom from this. These 4 things are called technically Artha, Kama, Dharma and Moksha. This is what we are all seeking one way or the other. So first of all, we start seeking security in our life. Now be attentive. Has anybody ever said this? Money earning is very difficult. Therefore, I am not going to earn money. See? Nobody says that. We work hard above the table and below the table. And one way or the other, we have to earn money. Now, why this happens? Because we have recognized the value and importance of money for maintaining ourselves, is it not? So, earning money is a challenge that we have to face. And if we say, no, if I am lucky, I will get money, you will never get. Please remember, as a result of our prarabdha karma, we get only 2 things. Punyasya phalam sukham, papasya phalam dukkham. If we have lived a meritorious life in the past, we will get all happiness in this world. If we have done sufficient mischief and created problem for everybody, we will get all miseries in this world. So, what do we get as a result of prarabdha? Only joy and sorrow, sukham and dukkha, nothing else. Prosperity, achievement, success is how much efforts you put in the right direction. See, those who are putting efforts, but their efforts are self-cancelling efforts. It is something like one person went 10 steps ahead and 10 steps backward. And so also to the left, backward, to the right, again backward, then 10 steps backward and 10 steps forward. And then he complains, I am putting lot of efforts, but I am not reaching anywhere. Oh God, please help me. We are mostly cancelling our own efforts. And therefore, the Purushartha is no more complaints. Put right efforts in the right direction to the required quantity. You know, you must have heard people say, I did my best. What can I do? Your best is not the required best. You should do the required best, not your best. This is what is called as Purushartha. And when we do Purushartha, we earn and we are successful in this world. See friends, spiritual life is not for those who are dropouts. Those who are good for nothing, chalo Babaji ban jao. No. You have to first prove your mettle in this relative world, then only you will be able to face your mind on the spiritual path. Those who cannot face the world, they can never face their mind. This is the first Purushartha. We have to remain successful in this world. Never, never give up. After we achieve this, to some extent, immediately the next thing that we get into is indulgence. When so much of money, everything has come, security is established, now let us enjoy. So security is immediately followed by indulgence in life. Now to do some example, it will be easier. When we are, suppose, going by train, summer days, heavy rush, and when you are on the railway station, the train has come and you are searching for your compartment, and they are never in a serial number. S1, S9, S3, S5. So you keep on searching. And that time somebody comes and tells you, Swamiji, can you tell me something about meditation? Meditation. This is meditation. You are not secure. If somebody comes and asks you something, excuse me, this train goes to Chennai? Because there is no security. We are totally unstable. So wealth, when we achieve, we become stable in life. And after we get into the compartment, sort out the thing and sit down. After we sit down comfortably, next step. What did you bring for eating? Immediately the containers open. If you are traveling, always try to book your seat next to a Gujarati or a Sindhi. They know how to travel. If their luggage is 100 kg, 1 kg will be their personal belongings and 99 kg will be food. And then the food and the tea and the coffee, indulgence begins. See? In the same manner, when we have sufficient money, we start getting involved in this world. I want to have a nice house, I want to have a nice car, and this thing, that thing. And then there is no limit set on these two things. Earning wealth and indulgence. If these two things are not controlled, guarded, they lead to perversion. See friends. And when one is constantly only money, 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 nothing else, and indulge at any cost, without any limit, whether it is according to our culture, whether it is right or not, nothing is, I just want to enjoy. And when one thus goes through terrible time of his life, one day or the other it clicks. I have done all that what I should not have done. Then the mind starts eating such a person. And then we go to Mahatmas. One person came and asked me, Swamiji, I don't want to go to hell. I said, don't go, it's optional. No, you don't know what I have not done in life. I have looted, plundered, finished few people, opponents, 2G, 3G, everything I have done. But now I am frustrated inside. I don't want to go to hell. So I told him, he will not go to hell, I promise you. He said, after doing so many things, I will not go to hell. I said, no. How come? I said, where are you now? Somebody will go to hell if he is not in the hell. You are already there. Friends, in the old age, two things persecute every person. One, the sins of wrong commissions and the regrets of right omissions. What we should have done, we have not done. What should not have been done, that we have done. And now in the old age, when there are 24 hours to live a day, then all your good memories will never come to your mind. Only those acts which we have performed. Anything we do bad, we do intensely. Good things happen. And then those impressions on our mind are deep. And then they start surfacing. And we become frustrated. And then what is to be done? Then we start giving money in charity, open orphanages. First of all, we have created orphans in dozens. Now we start supporting the orphanages. We have created many, bad things in the world. Then we start building the hospitals. What is the idea? Idea is, the sin that I have done, let me wash it away. This is how we enter the third phase of our life called as Dharma Purushartha. And what is Dharma? Dharma is living in such a manner that your bank balance in the other world is prepared. That is Dharma. So if you give lot of money in charity, that charity will be deposited in your account in the heavens. And when you go there, you get all the comforts. There was one person, he died and went up. And counter people told, oh, your account is this. There is no time. The moment you appear there, by looking at your iris, the photograph is taken and your whole data comes in front. So the data tells, this fellow has done only sins, except he has done one good cause, and that is, he has donated 25 naya paisa to a beggar. Rest of the life, only bad things he has done. Therefore, he has to go to hell. After that, he can go to heaven for 25 paisa. So this fellow started fighting. Must be from Tamil Nadu. So he started fighting. First, I want to go to heaven, then to hell. They say, no, this is not according to our rules. First, you have to go to hell, then to heaven. No, I don't want. I have my own choice. I will not go. I am from a democratic setup. Hamari mangi puri karo. And there was a lot of commotion. So Yamaraj, hey, what's happening there? So they said, sir, this fellow, he has given 25 paisa in charity and he wants first to go to heaven and then to hell, but this is not according to our rules. We cannot change it for him. Send him to me. This fellow goes to Yamaraj. Now I should go to heaven? No. Cashier, pay him 25 paisa back and send him to heaven all the time. See, dharma is making our life hereafter good. See, now be attentive. What does it indicate? It indicates we are a continuous, unbroken existence. We never cease to be. After the death of the body, don't we say dead and gone? That means the body died. but the embodied is gone. So we continue to exist. We never cease to be. This is the purpose. This purpose is not understood. Then such a person, for him spirituality is what? Kurute Ganga Sagar Gamanam Vrata Paripalanam Atavadanam Jnana Vihina Sarvamatena Bhajatina Muktim Janmashatena. Then he goes on to the holy places and does some charity and then does some good work here and there and then I have done spirituality. Only being goody is not the end of spiritual life. See friends, be very attentive. In the lower life, like animals, tigers, scorpions, cows, etc., we have no choice for evolution. That is the life wherein we have to only go through good or bad experiences without any choice to improve upon ourselves. That is the lower yoni. In the higher yonis, born as gods, etc., there also there is no choice. You will be enjoying all comfort because of the merits that you have earned. But thereafter, Kshine Punne Marjalokam Vishanti, again you come back to this relative world. It is only in the human form we have this option. Option is either make your life and go to the higher world, or mar your life, go to the animal or lower world, or go beyond the relativity once for all. Come to recognize your own divinity. It is here is an opportunity given to the human beings by the Lord. See, with this understanding, when we practice our religious life, then our religious life will not be limited to being goody-goody to the world. It is not enough. Then that vijnanartham gurumeva vigacche samitpanihi shrotriyam brahmanishtam, morning class. See? So, when we are going through these three stages of life, we are facing the world by our own responsibility. We no more blame anybody in this life. Then we naturally become self-oriented. Presently, we are extrovert. We are all the time thinking about the world. Bhagavad Gita says, Arati Jana Samsadi. Jana Samsad means parliament. Arati means not getting involved. This world has always been like this. There is nothing new that is happening. Every time it is the same thing. See, in Bhagavad Mahapuran one story comes. When Parikshit was destined to be beaten by the Takshak snake, so Takshaka appointed Parikshit appointed a Panditji who will come and do a yajna by which all the snakes will be falling in the fire and they will die, so that Parikshit is saved. When this is being done, when the Panditji is coming to conduct the yajna, that time Takshaka goes in the disguise of a different person and tells, how much are you going to get from this yajna? I will get 1,000 rupees. I gave you 10,000. Go back. See? Exactly this is what other day I was in Delhi, somebody was telling me, Swami, do you know how these terrorist fellows are born? I don't know, and I don't want to know. He said, no, I'll tell you. I said, okay, tell. They take the young boys and girls and they ask, what is your dream of your life? What do you want to do? I want to have a nice house for my parents. How much it will cost? 7 lakhs, 10 lakhs. This house is for your parents. Done. Now join and go and kill somebody. This kind of approach has always been there. There is nothing new in this world. But we get so much involved because we have not recognized the value that we are blessed to evolve further than where we are. See, friends. And when this happens, Ishvaranugraha Deva, then only the divine grace is showering on us. See? The meaning of the divine grace is different from person to person. For a person who is not able to get married, divine grace is by God's grace, I got married. A person who is disgusted, wants a separation, by God's grace, I got separated. See, everything God's grace. So the definition of the God's grace is dependent on the person. See, if somebody is having a backache and something is done and his backache goes away, by God's grace, my backache has gone. If somebody is poor, he gets money, by God's grace, I got money. If somebody doesn't have a job, he gets a job, by God's grace, I got a job. This is the KG1 standard God's grace. The real God's grace is we are able to seek something higher. And the higher we seek, the lower things automatically drop. Our struggle is we want to drop the lower things without something to hang on to. And therefore, when we have thus lived dharma, artha, kama, and then we are no more satisfied with this goody world. See? You know, this particular topic is brought out in our scriptures like, Bhagavad Mahapuran. There was a king. His name was Rishabdev. Now this Rishabdev, he ruled the earth not for a day or two, but for 10,000 years. And after that, he handed over his kingdom to his eldest son called as Bharat. And after this Bharat only, India is named as Bharat. So, after handing over the kingdom, he went to the forest, did tapasya and merged in the Lord. Now when we hear these stories, what is the moral of the story? Moral of the story is, it's a cock and bull story. How can somebody live for 10,000 years? That is not the moral of the story. The moral of the story is, you may be ruling the whole world, not for a term of one election, but for 10,000 years, and yet you can never discover fulfillment in your life. Friends, we have known only one thing, fulfilling our desires. Fulfilling desires is not equal to fulfillment in life. See? I want to have good health, you have good health. Then I want to have good wife, you have good wife. Then I want to have a comfortable, very rich money, that you have. What next? How long are you going to hold on to this? See? Here God's grace starts showering on us. Like Nachiketa said, when he was tempted with all the comforts of the other world in this very world, that time Nachiketa has the capacity, guts to reject them. When he says, Shobhava martyasya yadantakaita sarvendriyanam jarayanti tejaha api sarvam jivitam alpameva tavaiva vahas tava nritya gite. Hey Antaka, O Lord, death is Guru. Shobhava martyasya. All the things which are in this world, they are constantly changing. And sarvendriyanam jarayanti tejaha. So if whatever you may earn, whatever you may possess, it can never remain the same. It will go on changing. But we imagine whatever we have, it is going to be eternally present. See, the other day, one person very seriously talked to me. Swamiji, for my sake, please be serious. Don't brush me with a joke. I said, okay. He was very serious. I want to request you. I will be with you. I will do everything for you. But have some ashram somewhere. You simply say, yes, everything I will organize. I said, thereafter, then you can stay in the ashram comfortably as a chowkidar. So that you can come anytime. Family is there? Yes. How are you? Fine. Okay, I am in a hurry. Hang around. I will come tomorrow. But why don't you want? I said, look here. Where is the Ayodhya of your Rama? Where is the Dwarka of your Krishna? See, friends, Shobhava Martyasya. Anything you take in this world, it gets erased with the rubber of time. Nothing remains. But we imagine we are going to be in this world eternally. Nothing remains. See? All the fossil fuel that we have is what? We go to the petrol pump. Give me 1 liter of grandfather. He was cooked inside. See, civilizations are buried, and out of that only millions of tons of fuel comes out. See, friends. Therefore, Shobhava Martyasya, if this is in front of you as a standard dictum, you can never get interested in these worldly possessions. Number one. Number two, when we have the worldly possessions, we want to indulge. Now, how much can you indulge? See, suppose you like something sweet, jalebi. How much jalebi can you eat? One. First jalebi will give you 1 kilogram of happiness. Example. Second jalebi, 2 kilograms. Third jalebi, 3 kilograms. 50th jalebi, will it give you 50 kilograms of happiness? You will become 50 kilograms of miserable. Therefore, worldly objects can never satiate us infinitely. And the more we indulge, the lesser becomes the capacity of ours to enjoy. Lesser you indulge, more you have the capacity to enjoy. Recognize this principle. See, I was somewhere in USA, and when we were taking food, there was some kind of ice cream, 2-3 choice. And that child of the house, I don't want this, I want my brand, and all the time, useless fellow. We imagine prosperity means giving more choice. Giving more choice is not prosperity, it is perversion. Give yourself zero choice. Lesser the choice you give to yourself, more happy you are. So that child was crying, I don't want, I want my brand. And everybody tried to coax him, no, I don't. Then I said, hey, which is the chocolate that you like? This chocolate. Very good. Now, will you do an experiment? What is that experiment? Experiment is, you don't eat this chocolate for 1 full month. It is available to you, but don't eat. After 1 month, eat only 1 chocolate, not many. And then tell me how you have enjoyed it. Then again, next 1 month, don't eat that chocolate. And eat only 1 chocolate. Again, don't eat for next 2-3 months. And do this experiment for 1 year. And tell me what is your conclusion. And I was surprised that boy did it. And he wrote me an email. Family, your technique is fantastic. The lesser you indulge in this world, more you enjoy. See? But what happens? Prosperity means more choice. More choice means more perversion. more frustration. See? Therefore, this indulgence will blunt all our faculties. This is what Nachiketu says, Sarvendriyanam jarayanti teja. All our faculties become totally blunt when we indulge too much in this world. One of my friends is no more, a very unique personality. He left his body in my lap only. That time he was something like 65, 70 and I was in my 20s. And he was very fond of me for no reason. So I used to stay with him. And he told me, Swamiji, tell me what spirituality I have to do. He has never done anything in his whole life. Nothing, even he didn't know how to chant the Lord's name. So he asked me that. I said, I will tell you on one condition, if you will listen to me. Yes, I will listen to you. Then he used to eat, this betel leaf and erica nut raw every day, at least 50-60 times. His mouth is always full. And he used to take that lime, calcium carbonate, like the butter, and rub on his tongue. It had become so rough like the tongue of a shoe. And when he has to take food, he cannot taste anything. So what he used to do, he used to take very strong chilies. On the chilies, the placenta, where the seeds are attached, that is the place where there is maximum pungency. So he used to take half a dozen chilies, take out that and rub on his tongue. And then there will be some kind of sensation and then he will eat, you can imagine. Sarvendriyanam jarayanti teja. Whenever we indulge in anything excessively, our faculties lose their potency. And jivitam sarvam api alpameva. And oh Lord, you say, you will give me long life. The one who is old, you ask him, what about your program of living this world? Why should I live? Do you know? Bhagavan Sri Krishna lived for 125 years. I am only 99. Still there are 26 years more. We think that the other person is old. But the old man thinks, still there is a lot of time. आजकल बहुत लंबा जीते. See friends. Therefore, when we get indulgent in this world, there is no end to it, and then we end up in perversion. See? The height of perversion that you can see is where there are overdeveloped nations. Can you imagine a legislature discussing about allowing the marriages legally among the same gender? Can you think about even the animals don't do this? See, because prosperity, perversion, there is no spiritual backdrop. Therefore, when all these things are recognized by us properly, then we focus our attention for something higher. And that something higher is seeking the truth. If I am someone other than the body, the embodied, then we are told we are the soul, and we get lost in that soul business. We never inquire what is the meaning of soul. Here we enter into the fourth pursuit, the moksha purushartha. And moksha purushartha is inquiring about our correct identity. See, therefore friends, how we face the world depends on what is our background. If our background is that of loot, plunder and amass wealth, then we will be having a different attitude towards the world. If our background is only indulge even at the cost of the others, then our facing the world will be different quality. If we are fearful about our own deeds, we will be controlling our behavior in this world, dharma purushartha. And if our background is that how many lives we have gone through, Nachike says, Sasya vimartyaha bachate, Sasya viva jayate punaha. Like the grass, we are born. Like the grass, we get erased. Is this life? See friends, all of us know our parents. Some of us know grandparents. Few of us may know great-grandparents. Beyond that, was there anybody? We not even think once. The same is going to be your and my story. But we imagine, without me, how the world will move. See? I am having this fear all the time. If I die, what will happen to my wife, to my children, my business, my money, my property? Ask them. They are telling you, Papa, we are waiting for your departure. Go fast. And we imagine, without me, how the world can move. Come to recognize these things, friends. Then alone, we will be able to focus our attention on something higher in life. And when we focus attention on something higher, lower world automatically drops. We don't have to struggle for anything. Such a person will be facing the world with indifference. Be very attentive. There is, this thought comes, in Panchadashi, there is a diamond, one diamond, and there are three persons. One person wants it, and he gets it. What will be his experience? Oh, I am so happy. When one diamond was there and one person got it, the other person will not get it. What will be his experience? Oh, I am very unlucky, I could not get it. And the third person, he was not interested in the diamond at all. So whether he gets or doesn't get, it makes no difference to him. So the world, when we face, giving value to the world, positive value we give, we become attached. Negative value we give to the world, we start hating. Both these things, whether you are attached to the world or you hate to the world, you are suffering for your own mistakes. So how do we face this world? Change our attitude toward the world, and then the world is no more a big issue. Like the third person, who was not interested in the diamond at all. Therefore, he was totally indifferent. In the same manner, when we are in this world, up to a particular level, yes. Thus far, no further. We have to draw a line. And this line nobody can draw for us. So, which are the areas where we have to practice this principle, thus far and no further? You are almost a grastas, so from your point of view. When your children are born, love them, take care of them up to a particular limit. And when your shoes are taken away by your son, and you search where your shoes have gone, understand, now he is no more your baby, he is a grown-up independent individual. Don't treat him like a baby. And they don't get involved beyond requirement in the lives of the next generation. Let them live. You have lived and destroyed your life. He has got every right to repeat your performance. See, friends. But we get too much involved, and when our involvement is not liked by our next generation, then we start becoming frustrated. Thus far, no further. One. Number two, the world. In this world also, never try to make anybody happy in this world. Never try. Why? Everybody has got a right to be miserable under the democratic setup. Now, the third principle. Never try to make anybody miserable. Why? No need. Everybody is self-sufficient, It is a built-in mechanism. We don't have to make anybody miserable. See? And thus learn to remain indifferent to the world. We become too much involved in this world. It is something like this. When you are telling so many things to your own child, for example, and he doesn't listen, and he makes a mess of his life, what is your interaction towards your child? See, I told him, but he never listened to me. Now he's suffering. Now I don't know, I can't even leave him because he's my own child. But he's so miserable. I don't know. So you are becoming unnecessarily miserable. See? Therefore, recognize this principle. Up to particular limit, do participate. Beyond that, no. Keep yourself protected from the world. Once this principle we understand, then you will see we will have time left for our evolution. How long are we going to get involved and get frustrated towards life end? It is something like this. I don't know if I told you. This happened in Bangalore many years before, the old airport, not the new one. So, when I got out of the flight and was waiting for my luggage near the belt, one softy came. You know softy? Software engineer is called softy. One softy came. And he said, Swamiji, how come you are here? I said, by default. It's a question. How come you are here? So then he said, I am your fan. I said, you are telling lies. He said, no, I am really your fan. Then I said, keep moving. Are you a fuse fan or what? Then he said, I have got always one question to ask you. It's good, now I am asking. What is the question? Question is, you have been talking on Gita Upanishad for so many years. I am following you. But the world doesn't change. People don't change. Don't you feel bad about it? Because you are putting so much of efforts, running around the world, so many, 365 days you are on the move for so many years, and yet people don't change. It is the same useless world. Don't you feel frustrated? I said, look here. First of all, I am not a fool to become miserable because of others. This is thumb rule. Those who become miserable because of others, they are the fools of the highest order. See? Suppose somebody comes and tells me, Swamiji, I don't like you, I hate you. What will I do? I have two options. One, try to pacify him and tell him and justify yourself, which you will fail. Second approach is, Swamiji, I don't like, I hate you. It's your problem. Solve it. I am relaxed. See, but we get so much involved. So I told that gentleman, I said, my friend, first of all, I am not a fool. Therefore, I don't get miserable because people don't change, don't improve. And second thing, do you know who is a successful doctor? A successful doctor is the one who maintains the patients, not who cures the patient. See? In the same manner, a successful Babaji is the one who maintains the level of ignorance of the people so that his market is maintained. Then he doesn't have to go for new venues of marketing. See, friends, you cannot justify you are miserable because of anybody in this world. Never justify. See, if this attitude, this standpoint we take in this world, while facing the world, you will see, facing the world is a great fun. Unnecessarily we become serious on stupid issues. There is nothing in this world which deserves any value because of which we should become miserable. See? If somebody is happy, we should be joining his happiness. If somebody is miserable, we should not join his misery. Then we should bring him out of his misery. Then we are walking the spiritual path. One of my friend, old friend, this happened probably in Delhi, and they were, both of them are gone now, very old. They were from Himachal Pradesh. Very nice couple, because they used to give me good food. Very simple experience. And one day I got a message, I was busy in my lectures, that Mama has died. So when I got the message, I said, look here, I got a message, but I can't come now. So I'll come the moment I'm through my these assignments. So 15 days later I went. And after I went there, then I was talking about everything. How the government is bad, how the weather is changing, how there is a ozone hole, everything. These topics don't create sin or merit, but time pass ho jata hai. So I tried that. And after that we had nice tea, coffee and samosa and nice things. And when I was leaving, I said, Papa, here I go. He said, you are a real Swami. I said, what mistake I made? He said, all those people who came after my wife's death, they were talking to me in such a tone and mode that unless I become more miserable and start crying, they don't feel they have fulfilled their duty. But you came, you never mentioned her even once, or her death, and I am feeling so fresh. Why this difference between you and others? I said, look here, Papa, I tell you very frankly. What is that? How do I know that you are miserable because of your wife's death? Maybe you are happy. So if somebody is happy, join his happiness. If somebody is miserable, don't make him more miserable, bring him out of it. This is how we face the world with the right positive attitude. See, friends. So what is the ultimate purushartha of our life? What is that? Ultimately, we all are seeking. We are all seeking happiness. When you study Vedanta, first day, first lecture, this is the lecture. Everybody in this world is seeking dharma, artha, kama, moksha. And then what is artha? Artha is the money, the sense of insecurity. So sense of insecurity is removed by possession of the wealth. Then second is kama. We all have a sense of incompleteness. And then we imagine the objects of the world have the source and ability to make us complete. Therefore we desire about those objects, kama. And then there is no end to it. And then we go on doing every good and bad things. One day it clicks, I have done sufficiently bad things in this world. Then when the old age comes, we start thinking about God. Oh God, when I was young, I never thought about you. Now please forgive me, please forgive me. Then we enter the dharma purushartha. And when we enter the dharma purushartha, then we become more and more subjective, and then we want to know, who am I? Who am I? See, this is how initially the students are taught. And therefore, we are all seeking happiness. And the students, they get buried in this thought. This is just a beginning. Therefore, how do we face the world? Don't know, I am telling you all the four paths with refer to this principle. In our scriptures we are told we have to follow the four paths. First, path of karma yoga. Second, path of ashtanga yoga. The third, path of bhakti yoga. And fourth, the path of jnana yoga. So path of action, path of yoga, path of devotion, and path of knowledge. Now all these paths we follow and we become most miserable. Path of karma we follow, And we become disgusted. I did so much for everybody, but nobody recognizes me. One lady in her mid-40s, one day she came and I was having a nice cup of tea. When I take a cup of tea prepared by me for me, that is the time I am in meditation. When others give me tea, I have to say it is good for my survival. So whenever on my own I prepare my nice cup of tea perfectly well, and then I was sipping, enjoying every sip. She dropped it. Swamiji, what are you doing? I said, I was waiting for my death. No, why do you say like that? No, waiting is over, now you have come, now start. Dvitiya tvai bhayam bhavati, Upanishad says. The moment other fellow comes, your misery begins. So, Swamiji, I want your guidance. What is that? She told her story. You know, we are 4 sisters, 1 brother, and our father died when I was hardly completed my high school. And there was no elderly person. My mother is not literate. So I have to work. And I worked. And then did some business. And then got all the 3 sisters, 4 sisters educated, married. I got my brother also educated, got married. And in that, I did not have time to think about me. Now all of them are married and settled in their life. And now nobody wants me. I have done so much for them. But nobody wants me. What should I do? See, if you have done something for somebody, and if that makes you miserable at the end of all your efforts, you are not doing anything for anybody, but you are only worshipping your own ego in a totally different manner. Wherever there is ego, there alone misery comes. How do we get out of it? Be very attentive. We get out of it only by one technique. And that technique is the technique of Karma Yoga, one of the techniques. The technique is, whatever we are doing in this world, the world does not need us. It is our need that we do whatever do in this world. See, for example, I come to our Coimbatore every year. Earlier I was not coming. Was there anything lacking in your life? Nothing was lacking. Now I come. And if I start feeling, because of me, you, the ignorant people of Coimbatore, you get wise and all that, I will become arrogant. And if I stop coming, there will be nothing lost to you. Then why do I come? I come because it is my need. See, friends, when I take this as my necessity, I will naturally have humility and I will have zero expectations from anybody in this world. See, this is Karma Yoga. Now be very attentive. I will tell you something which you may not be able to digest. Children do not want parents. It is the parents, when they get married and when they don't have children, then they go from post to the pillar. And then if nothing works, IVF. And I want to have a child, I want to have a child. If you want to have a child, you are not obliging to look after the child. But what arrogance, I have done so much for my children, but no, they don't listen to me. What you have done for your sake, not for the sake of the children. All those parents who become miserable because of their children, they have not understood the basic principle. See, friends, so whatever we are doing in this world, remember, the world does not need us. It is our necessity. See, Like, one person asked me this question. Swamiji, your God is so great. So what? Why can't he protect his own temples? I said, first of all, tell my friend, did God tell you to build a temple? It is your itch, khujli. Khujli is the better word. It is your khujli that you constructed a temple. God didn't ask you where he is not. He is in everything and being. He never asked. It is we construct the temple. Then it is our responsibility to look after and don't put the blame on God. See, friends. And therefore, the real meaning of Karma Yoga is this, that it is our need to do things in this world. See? Otherwise, what happens? We have to live 24 hours a day. And if we are not qualified, our own mind will kill us. Many people get into depression, frustration. What is the reason? They have never come out of their cocoon. They are only living for themselves. And as a result, they become so poisonous to themselves. Like, the autoimmune system has failed. Instead of that, expand yourself. The more you expand, the more powerful you become. See, take our Swamiji Maharaj. He did not limit himself to this small little place of Tamil Nadu. He expanded to the whole world and see the glory and quality of his life. The real fulfillment in life comes when we recognize this principle that whatever we are doing, the world doesn't need us. It is our need. And in that attitude, when you start functioning, you will have never any regrets for anything. You have zero expectation. See, this principle I learned from one person, rather two persons, one elderly person, one child. Both have a different shades of understanding or a message. First, the elderly person. I was traveling from somewhere to somewhere by train, night train. So after my lecture was over, packed the bag and got into the train, first class compartment. The small boxes kind of thing. Overnight journey. So when I got one person who used to come for the lecture, but he never spoke to me, not even once. And then he came and he gave me, those days 500 rupees notes were not there, only 100 rupees notes. So he took out a bundle of 100 rupees note, 1000 rupees or so, 10,000 rupees probably. He gave me one bundle, packed. I said, look here, I don't need, I got a valid ticket, somebody will come pick me up and I don't need, so please take it back. He said, Swamiji, I am not giving you because you need. It is my need to give you. See the difference. Upanishad says, Shraddhaya deyam, Ashraddhaya adeyam, Shriya deyam, Bhiya deyam, Samvida deyam. So when we recognize this principle, that when I give charity to somebody, nobody needs it, it is our need that we are giving. See, the whole attitude of facing the world will change. Now other way around. One child did chanting of 15th chapter of Gita in a group, about a dozen children, and they were sitting, and this one boy, he was sitting along with everybody, and without movement of the body and any confusion and no biting the tongue, I had done something wrong, looking, nothing of that sort. He sat quiet and started. Urdhva moolavada shakham ashvatham prahuravya. Perfect chanting, not one word wrong. Others were trying, making mistake, looking here and there. But this boy stayed. So when everything was over, I called the boy. I said, hey, you did a wonderful job. You deserve something from me. So I had a chocolate bar in my pocket. I took out and he said, this is for you. He said, thank you. I don't want. I said, why? Mummy told, don't eat chocolates. No, but I am giving you, you may give. I don't want. That day I got this message. More than the giver, the receiver is important. See? So when we are doing something for somebody, that somebody doesn't need us if we are not there, till the world continues. But we have that arrogance, I am doing so much for somebody, I have done so much for the world. Then we are facing the world in a most unscientific manner. This is one aspect of Karma Yoga. Now in this approach, what happens? There will be doership. I have done something. But there won't be the poison of doership spoiling our personality. You know, it is something like the attenuated live virus vaccine. You know, vaccines are of two types. Live virus vaccine where the disease producing aspect is killed and the antibody producing aspect is maintained in the medicine. In the same manner, this ego will protect us from ourselves and yet it will be available for serving the society. In this manner, when we live our life with this understanding, then we are facing the world in a right manner called as Karma Yoga. Getting engaged in too many activities is not Karma Yoga, it is Karma Roga. Not Karma Yoga. Now the second thing. As we started, whatever we do, we are doing for getting happiness. Never do anything to get happiness. The most miserable search in the world is the search for happiness. All those who are searching happiness, they never got it. See? Then what? Instead of desiring to get happiness from the karma, start doing the karma to express happiness. Whatever we do, let it be done as an expression of happiness. So when you walk, walk happily. When you talk, talk happily. When you are quiet, be quiet happily, not with a frown on the face. No, not like that. When you think, think happily. When you eat, eat happily. The whole life will change, friends. When we eat happily, we can never become agarbatti. You know, there are people, they go on eating the whole world and yet they cannot put on weight only because all the time, I don't like this, I don't like, and go on eating. So all that is eaten away by these viruses inside. Nothing is, body is not built. It's a very simple technique. So we will not struggle to get happiness through our karma, but every karma will be an outlet to express happiness. See, friends, water in your tap may dry someday. But when you start pulling the water from the source in a well, the more you bring out, the more fresh water comes. In the same manner, once we develop this technique, whatever we do is one opportunity to express happiness. See? So when we have accepted this, walk happily. You know, in Ramcharitmanas, in Mahabharat, in Bhagavat, and in Yoga Vasishta, Valmiki Ramayana, everywhere this particular thought comes. Whenever Bhagwan Ramachandra started, he started happily. Every time it is mentioned. So when he started, he began happily. See, how do we begin our day? Happily, oh God, Today is Monday. Again I have to go to work. It's a starting trouble. Now such a person, do you think he will live a good happy day? He will only complain. Why the Monday comes early in the morning? Such a frustrated person can never achieve any success in life. See? There was one mother, she was telling her son, "Beta, get up, you have to go to school." "No, mommy, I don't want to go to school." Again he slept. Again, after some Indian mothers, they will never give up. Nagging, "Beta, come on, get up, go to school." You know. Finally, it was 8:30, 9 o'clock school. "Beta, now it's 8:30, enough, get up, go to school." "But why should I go to school?" The son got angry. Mother said, "Because you are the principal of the school and the key is with you. Go, get up." If such is the quality of the principal of the school, what will be the quality of the students of the school? So begin your day to express happiness. Your whole life will change, friends. When somebody asks you, he does a mistake, asking you, "How are you?" Don't take a revenge. There was one Sardarji, he was sitting, the other fellow asked, "Hey, what are you doing?" "I am taking revenge." "Revenge on whom?" He said, "I am taking revenge on time. The time has destroyed my life. No, I am destroying time." If somebody has, somebody has asked you, "How are you?" Don't tell. See, when I got up this morning, and stepped down, and there was, the ankle got twisted, and then there was such a pain in my ankle, and then the pain started climbing the calf muscle, and it caught my knee, and there was such a terrible pain, and the listener starts feeling the experience. Like in Tatvamasi Maharaj, immediate experience. There is one lady in Australia, Tamilian. I love her, she is very sweet, and I call her born sweet because she is having diabetes right from birth. Born sweet. Full of life, although full of pain all over because of her diabetes. So she was telling me, "Swamiji, one day it so happened, I was in USA. After marriage, I had to go to USA with my husband. And first time I was in that country, maybe maximum a month or two. And when I was going through the toll gate, you have to put the money and go, or give the cash, they give you receipt, something like that. So, and it's a tradition in America. They say, "Hey, how are you?" You don't have to reply that because everybody asks the same question. They don't expect any reply. She said, "I didn't know that." So when she said, "How are you?" I switched off the engine and started, "Look here, I know I come from Tamil Nadu in India, and Chennai. And and she started telling a story and a huge queue behind the statue. There, unlike our India, nobody honks. When you honk, it is considered as an insult to the next person. But then everybody started becoming uneasy, so the counter girl says, "Okay, go ahead." "No, I have not completed." Therefore, if somebody asks you, "How are you?" fire, you are on the top of the world. You take this, it is such a simple thing. If you take in that spirit, "How are you?" perfectly all right. "How are you?" "I am at the top of the world." Not, "How are you?" On the top of the world. A person who is on the top of the world doesn't talk a puncture language. He should have some strength in that. Everything will start changing in life. See? So when you talk happily. And when we talk happily to somebody, we don't use bad words. We use always good words. And when you talk happily, you can never be destructive. A happy person is never destructive. Can somebody says, I go and tell my girlfriend, honey, darling, today I am so happy, I tell you, I just want to kill you. A happy person cannot be destructive. So, Karma Yoga is not expecting happiness from our actions or through our actions. But Karma Yoga means express happiness through every action, through every word, through every thought that comes out of us. With this attitude, when we are facing the world, then we don't have to go to the Facebook and go on listening to all nonsense. I have gone to bathroom and come out. See, the other one says, no, I went for taking donut and they gave me only nuts. They say you are a nut. If you read those stupid things, there's nothing worth in that. But the whole world is mad after that Facebook. They call it, a disease. Facebook addiction disease, FAD. And those who are having this fat disease, they are disgusted people. They don't like to talk to the human beings. They talk to the monitor. See, you see all the software engineers. Why they fight with each other? Only because they talk optional language. Life is not option. Life is joy. Accept the life as it is and be happy. Om Purnamadaha